is true science.
Oh, that's right. There are two sides to every story. Isn't that the truth? That's E.G. Kite. She will be right here in Greenwood tonight at the Inn on the Square with the Bourbon, Boots, and Blues event brought to you by Greenwood Performing Arts, and it's going to be a fun night. Bourbon tasting, cigars on the veranda, and great blues music by E.G. Kite. She is quite an artist. She has performed with the likes of B.B. King, Merle Haggard, Jerry Lee Lewis, and more. That's just a few of the people right off the top of my head. So it's going to be fun. We did do an interview with her a couple of weeks ago now, and if you'd like to see it, you of course can go back to our website, WCRS 1450am.net, and there are a plethora of interviews I have done. That's right. Yesterday we had the Lieutenant Governor on talking about her campaign. Interesting, a couple of interesting points out of that. Who is she going to? I asked her, who are you going to choose for your Lieutenant Governor? She was a little cagey. He was a little cagey. I'm kind of thinking that she may not announce before June 9th, which is the primary. After all, the tradition has been not to announce, so maybe she's not going to announce. Maybe she's just going to wait and see. Of course, she could announce any day, but probably it's going to be a little later rather than earlier is what my surmise is, and I only say that from talking with her yesterday. We also talked about quite a few good issues, and of course she continues to travel the state meeting everybody, and I have it on good authority she likes a really good cup of coffee to keep her going. All right, anyways, you can check that out. It is on our Facebook page right now, WCRS, but you can always, probably after today, it will be on our website, WCRS1450am.net, as are all our interviews. Yesterday afternoon, we did talk to, we had a really, really nice interview with Roxanne Lindholm, who is the local coordinator for Child Evangelism Fellowship, a program that has the ability to go into the schools and teach an after-school program. And we also had Alicia James, the ministry coordinator with her too. Some great stories and some great opportunities if you'd like to volunteer, get informed, or just know more about the program. So you can check those out. Again, will be on our website, is definitely right now on WCRS Radio. But as I said, there are hundreds. I'm loaded with interviews. All these people that talk about, I do podcasts. I've been doing radio, podcasts, all this stuff for years. Still doing it too, aren't I? That's right. Anyways, let's get started. There's a lot of news out there. First off, I guess, President Trump wasn't going to draw down on the strategic oil reserves, and now he is going to draw down on strategic oil reserves to combat what is happening at the Strait of Hormuz. Now, what does that tell us? In my opinion, what it kind of tells me is that this isn't going to be ended in the next few days. Those few weeks maybe actually be closer to where we're at than in the next few days. Which that still, if it does end in the next few weeks, that still will be a tremendous victory. However, that is where they're at. Iran has said, we are going to bomb the crap and we are going to destroy. They don't, I kind of look at Iran, and this is maybe kind of childish on my part, as a recalcitrant child. They're just not going to give up even when they've lost, and they are going to go for total annihilation, I think. I just saw an article from the New York Post that Iran's new, I'm pretty sure I'm reading this right. Iran's new impotent supreme leader releases first statement after reports emerge he's in a coma and had a leg amputated. Now that's a leader you can really get behind, right? I'm telling you, he's in a coma. That's what the reports are saying. And again, this is from the New York Post statement. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. It says released his first statement on Thursday after reports circulated he was in a coma and had his leg amputated after being severely injured in the U.S.-Israel strikes that killed his father. I think it also killed his wife. Didn't it kill his wife and maybe some children? But he did survive. So what do we have here? That's... He still hasn't been seen in public since he was appointed, but he is supposedly, it's released his first statement. That's tough. That is that's really tough. Anyways, I just thought I'd put that out there. Not sure how he releases his first statement if he's in a coma, but who knows? Things are happening in this world that I don't understand, right? All right, but anyways, let's go back to the oil. President Trump says he is going to release the oil from our strategic reserves. Oil just went over $100 a barrel again. I mean, it's totally odd to me. 2 days ago, it was dropping down $80, $65, $70. It had dropped down, and now it's gone back up, basically because Iran says we're not giving up. So we'll have to closely watch that and see where that goes. On top of that, there's a real concern about the homeland, because the homeland, I don't ever remember the United States of America being called the homeland. I feel like we're in almost like a foreign country, don't you, when they say the homeland? But anyways, they're saying we may have, quote, sleeper cells in our country, and some may particularly be targeting California, as Lindsey Graham would say. To my friends in California, get the heck out. That is me making a slight joke here, but you know how he always goes. To my friends across the aisle, to my friends over there. This is a Lindsey Grahamism. But while Newsom says there are no credible threats that he is aware of, but then again, we don't know what he really ever is aware of. But there is some thought that there may be something happening in California. They've had, several small attacks. We wonder whether the one that happened in front of Gracie Mansion there in New York City, was that a sleeper cell? Were these independent? Are these people being awakened from their stupor and told to go attack? I don't know. But I've never heard our country called the homeland, which kind of worries me when we start talking about it as the homeland. I've heard it called the United States of America, but I've never heard it called the homeland. But that seems to be the way we speak. Of course, that may have something to do with the fact of homeland security. So maybe that's where they're trying to tie those two together. Anyways, those are some of my thoughts here today as we get started to talk about a lot of different things. Iran has, I saw a statement where Iran is saying that they want reparations. if they just had given up, they would have gotten the golden goose, I think. Trump had offered them energy for in perpetuity. Isn't that what he had done? And all this stuff. But no, they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. Boy, Ann, you are throwing in all the old phrases here this morning, aren't you? But yes, so what does this actually mean? But he says that he wants reparations for the damages that have been done. Oh, my eye itches. Itchy eye. For the damages that the U.S. and Israel have caused to their country. I don't actually think that is going to happen. So the demand for reparations is partly domestic political messaging, trying to appeal to their people, and negotiating leverage is what I read. It signals strength to Iranian citizens while setting a high starting point for negotiations. Really? Do you really think this is going to turn your way? So that is something that you might find interesting. There's a lot of confusion, though. When I was reading stuff last night, there is the Supreme Leader, the well-known son, and then there is Mojabi Khamenei, the second son, a powerful cleric behind the scenes in Iranian politics, closely connected to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. So, anyways, there are 2 or 3 of them that are out there, and it's kind of hard to make sure that you know which one you're talking about, because they've all got these, I'll just say it, weird names. Several of Khamenei's family members were also killed or injured, including his daughter, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, grandchild, and his wife later died from injuries after the attack. So the Supreme Leader of Iran's son is the one that took over. And then there is also somebody else who is, there were 2 of them. And I was like, okay, the Supreme Leader. And now, who was the other one? Oh, the president. There's the president, public government. Iran's president runs the day-to-day government, but does not control the military or major strategic policy. The current president is Masoud something or other. He oversees the economic policy, the domestic administration, negotiations approved by the Supreme Leader. But if the Supreme Leader disagrees, with the president, the Supreme Leader wins. So, there you go. Iran has a president, but the real power sits with the Supreme Leader and the Revolutionary Guard. The president handles the government, but the Supreme Leader, which is why he's called the Supreme Leader, controls the military, nuclear power, and foreign policy. So I hope that kind of, if you're listening to a lot of the stuff and you're getting confused, I hope that gives you some good information there. We're just going to have to hunker down and wait and see how this happens, how this comes together. To me, it looks like our U.S. government and Israel are certainly on top of things. The kicker is the Strait of Hormuz. Yesterday, what was it that our government removed 16 bombs, AI something or other that would have struck ships, but they removed 16 of them. There are more maybe there to remove, but that's the sticking point, because it means that it is going to be difficult to get oil out. So we'll wait and see where we go on that. Hopefully, the price will come down. The price of gas will come down since they are releasing the strategic reserves. I think the difference this time on the strategic reserves is that we have, when Biden released them, it was to what? He didn't have a very good way to replenish them. But because we are pumping lots of oil in our country, we do have the ability to replenish. That, I think, is a big difference. Also, since we just spoke of Biden, did you see where his wife is Jill Biden, and it didn't say Dr. Jill Biden in her title, is releasing a book about setting the record straight. From my eyes to yours. That's probably what it should say. Because I think her view of the way things were and the way things really were two different ways. But she is releasing a book. Also of note, Kamala Harris, with her big book tour, has decided to cancel any future book tour trips. So there you go. Interesting on all sides there. Yeah. Yep, we have all kinds of stuff to talk about here this morning, and that's what I love to do, is talk about it. And as somebody just said, oh, and that song means there's two sides to every story. Must be going to be a good show here today. Well, I don't know. We're going to try to do a good show here this morning. But what else did I have here this morning? I wanted to talk about what happened here in Greenwood yesterday. What happened here in Greenwood yesterday, Ann? Well, there is a South Carolina drug case right out of Greenwood, South Carolina, that's making the news. And I don't know, maybe you saw this, maybe you haven't, but this is pretty huge. And like the song said, there's two sides to every story. This is one where there's two sides to every story, and I think it is, I'm going to say it this way, I know and you know that there are cases that always get settled out of court. And cities, municipalities, counties are always on the verge of getting sued, and sometimes they can resolve them without going any further, and so therefore it doesn't become an issue. But in this case, it is a suit, and the supporting, let's see, here we go. Are we at the top of this? This is, they show the Greenwood body cam at the center of the lawsuit. Botched South Carolina drug case turns into a federal lawsuit. Lab testing found no fentanyl or cocaine after deputies filed trafficking warrants tied to roadside field tests. The problem with this, and I have read a lot of it. I have not read every word of it. But the problem is it took, and I do not understand it. I believe, if I went back and looked at it again, 16 months for the SLED to come back with the fact that these drugs were actually drugs for this man's medical condition. And evidently, well, let's just go through it. This man, Getches, charged him with 3 felony drug offenses arising from the stop: trafficking fentanyl, possession with intent to distribute fentanyl, and possession of cocaine. Now, this happened right here in Greenwood. According to the affidavits, these charges were based on pills and powder recovered from a prescription bottle that deputies said produced presumptive positive field test results for fentanyl and cocaine. Each affidavit sworn by officers, and this is an article from Fitz News, but I know it's also, there are posts everywhere on it. Sworn by Officer James Travis Freeman, who the lawsuit says was not present during the stop, described the pills as poorly made, broke apart with very small amount of force, and were consistent with clandestine manufactured fentanyl pills. The lawsuit argues those statements admitted a critical fact. Deputies had already identified the pill markings as lawful prescription medication prior to Getches, this is the person, arrest. After the arrest, the Greenwood County Circuit Court Judge Addy set a surety bond of $25,000 and ordered Getches placed on house arrest at his mother's Greenwood residence under electronic monitoring. Now, this man lives in Florida and had come to visit. The order allowed limited exceptions for employment, legal appointments, medical visits, and religious services. He spent 15 days in jail before bonding out, then approximately 7 months on home arrest, unable to return to his job in Florida or maintain the sobriety support network he had built after more than 14 months of recovery. That is, I guess, the basis here. According to the lawsuit, the evidence was submitted to the South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division, SLED, forensic laboratory shortly after his arrest, but final testing did not come back for more than 16 months, a delay which complaint attributed to SLED's well-documented forensic backlog, which it says involved roughly 18,000 pending cases statewide at the time. What the final report found, every tested item contained dicyclamine and nothing illegal. I find this so hard to believe, and like the song says, there's got to be two sides to every story. He was stopped originally, I believe, because they thought he was swerving on the road, and that's why he was stopped originally. There's a lot to this. It sues everybody, the sheriff, some of the officers, I'm sure SLED for taking 16 months to get that back. You know, we have to have something different than this. If there are 18,000 cases out there contributing to a backlog, I don't care. You've got to be able to turn stuff around. So I think there probably are a lot more questions than answers at this point. They have this man Getches. This case goes back to May 15th, 2024. They have to have a better way to turn information around. If this is the basis of the lawsuit, that's 16 months, 18 months of somebody's life, and who knows where this story will go. So I just wanted to bring this up because I'm sure you're going to, if you haven't already seen it on the news, I think that you will see it on the news. It is a case. Will they settle it? Will it go to court? The news agencies were all here in town yesterday. They actually, this is kind of a funny story. Karen Petit and Bonner Abercrombie and Louie were being interviewed at the Greenwood Museum, and the people that were interviewing them had to go cover that case, and then they came back and interviewed them. I think they interviewed them some, had to go cover that case and then come back and then interviewed them some more. I talked to Karen last night, Karen Petit, who wrote Celebrate America, the story, the children's book that she wrote. She said this evening's maybe on the 6 o'clock news, may not, may get bumped, but anyways, they did kind of an in-depth story on her book, which is pretty darn cool. But they had to come here because this case was breaking, and of course everybody wanted media cover. So I don't know what else to say about it. I don't want to say too much about it other than this is a big case that seems to have a lot of problems to it. We just had one of our texters say, I think it's really sad. It's a classic example of making things difficult for people trying to do the right thing. She says, I honestly feel sorry for the fella. Well, I think that 16 months to return a drug decision is way, way, way too long. So much for a speedy trial, right? So much for a speedy trial. So I wanted to bring that up. I don't think I want to go any more into it. As I said, the article names and the lawsuit, and you can find it online, names a lot of people from the sheriff's department all the way up the line. So we'll see where this case goes. Will they settle it? I don't know. It looks like it's a pretty hefty and pretty well documented lawsuit. So maybe going to court right here in Greenwood. I don't know. So anyways, that's a big story that is out there in the news this morning. All right, I'm Ann Eller. You are listening to WCRS right here in Greenwood. We've had a lot of messages coming in this morning. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, that's it. That's a long time to put someone's life on hold. I agree. That's on the case that we were just talking about. What's this say? Yes, okay. Interesting. What is that about? Anyways, I don't know. Sometimes I get messages and I'm not sure what they're about. Anyways, let's go. Let's keep talking on here this morning. We've got some more things to share with you. Oh, what is it? I already covered that story. Yep. Okay, let's go right here. Right here. No, not that one. And find the right one. Come on, let's get with it. All right, I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to quickly, we are going to go take a quick break. We'll be right back. You are listening to WCRS right here in Greenwood. Also, I need to tell you, Joe wanted me to tell you here this morning that he has... I got the right one. Nope, I do not have the right one. He wanted me to tell you that he has some real doorbuster specials. So if there is anything that you are wanting over there, number one, you should call him and get signed up for that $200 package that they are giving away. And we are going to play that in just a second. But let me go right here. All right, let me find it. I have too much information in too many places. I am so sorry. Where is it? Here it is. Joe. Okay, I got Joe's Doorbuster Special. Starts today. Our Doorbuster Special, March 12th through Sunday. March 50% off the 2,000 milligram pain cream and 50% off the 900 milligram water soluble for pain and arthritis. Joe says a lot of people are really loving that 900 milligram water soluble for pain and arthritis. For arthritis, it's supposed to be having a tremendous effect. So if you are in pain, you might want to go over there and check this out. You also, if you've ever bought his 2,000 milligram pain cream and said, wow, that's expensive, which it is, but what it does is so tremendous, you can get it for 50% off right now. So you might want to go ahead and take advantage of that. So I just thought I would put that out there for you. Here's the ad that he's saying $200 in this package, and all you have to do, this wellness package, is call him and sign up.
Hi, this is Joe from Your CBD Store. We are having a wellness weekend starting Thursday, March 12th through Sunday, March 15th. Everyone that call in to register will get a free $200 wellness kit. No purchase necessary, but you have to register now. 864-223-5625. We also have doorbuster specials, so call 864-223-5625 to register now.
Hello, this is Lisa with Greenwood Performing Arts, the only organization bringing you experiences like no other. Join us on Thursday, March the 12th at the Inn on the Square for our highly anticipated Bourbon, Boots, and Blues. Doors open at 6 o'clock with appetizers and special bourbon tasting by bourbon connoisseur Wesley Timmerman and friends, all while enjoying the bluesy tunes of E.G. Kite and Band. And don't forget, Clubhouse Cigars will be on the veranda. It will be an experience reminiscent of a speakeasy with a modern twist. Limited tickets are available by going online at greenwoodperformingarts.org or in person at the Arts Center. A special thanks to our season sponsor, Lakeland's Plastic Surgery, and our event sponsors, Davis & Floyd, the County Bank, and Deals Heating and Air. See you there, and you can wear your boots.
This March, share the love of reading with the Greenwood YMCA's Children's Book Drive. Donate a brand new children's book and help support youth development programs in our community. And here's the best part. New members pay a $0 joiner's fee. That's right. Bring in a new children's book during the month of March and we'll waive the joiner's fee. Already a member? Donate a book and receive a special bookmark plus entry into a drawing for a free gift. Help us celebrate reading, learning, and community all month long. Visit the Greenwood YMCA today and help put a great book into a child's hands. The Y. There's no place like this place.
When you donate or shop at Pathway Thrift Store, you are helping local people from Greenwood and Abbeville overcome homelessness. Your donations help provide clothing for our residents, and all of the proceeds from everything we sell goes directly to our ministry to help us provide housing, meals, and training. Located at 1444 Main Street South, Pathway Thrift Store is open Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're always restocking our inventory, so each day is a unique shopping experience. Mention this ad at our register for a 10% discount on your next purchase.
Trashy Lake Greenwood or pristine Lake Greenwood? The choice is yours, Greenwood. Your opportunity to keep Lake Greenwood beautiful is in your hands. Join us on Saturday, March 14th for the really big annual Lake Greenwood cleanup. Donate yours and your family's time. All supplies provided for the cleanup, and yes, there is a free lunch. When? Saturday, March 14th, 9 to 12. Register at our Facebook page, Keep Greenwood County Beautiful, or our website, keepgcb.com. Free lunch provided by Break on the Lake, Papa John's, Chick-fil-A, and Pepsi of Greenville. Be the solution, Greenwood, not the pollution.
Oh, that's right. We are right back here in Greenwood, South Carolina, broadcasting from my bunker right here in Greenwood, South Carolina. I tell you what, the rain came pouring down this morning. I happened to look at the weather report. I was up about, 7:30. The weather report says rain coming in at 8. I immediately went and got Penny, and she's like, "What the heck are we doing now?" She goes, "I was sleeping really good, Mom." I said, "You got to go out now or it's going to be pouring," and we made it just in time. All right, now to talk about some of the things that are wild things that are happening at the State House. You know, last night at 12 midnight, a bill would have become law if McMaster either had to sign it, do nothing, or veto it. If he did nothing, it would have become law. If he signed it, it would have become law. Well, in my opinion, this is kind of unusual because he vetoed it. So there you go. What are you talking about, Ann? This is the bill that that they wanted to keep athletes their legal rights to earn money, which for their name, image, and likeness, to keep this secret, And I personally didn't think that was right because what? They get money from the state. So we're going to talk just a little bit about that here this morning. And then the budget. That's right. Governor McMaster vetoes the bill on secret payments to college athletes. Does that even sound right? No. But anyways, he vetoed the bill that would have allowed public universities to keep secret how much they pay athletes under the name, image, and likeness, NIL is what they call it, and how much they pay college athletes. What the bill would do. God, I hate this time of the year. I just sneeze and everything else. Okay, what would the bill do? Allow universities to keep the payment details confidential. Public could only see overall revenue sharing totals. Individual players and team payments would be hidden from public records. Why the governor vetoed it? Well, he said the bill went too far. Can you believe this? Too far in blocking transparency. His argument, public universities spend public money. That be true. Taxpayers have a right to know how money is spent. That also be true. He said he would support a narrower bill that protects individual athletes' privacy, but still allows the public to see how much money each sport receives. So what will happen now? The legislator can override the veto. That would require 2/3 vote in both the Senate and the House. The House likely has the votes. The Senate may not reach that threshold. And so a lawsuit asked the University of South Carolina to release this name, image, and likeness, NIL payment information. And the universities argue it would hurt recruiting and give competitors an advantage. So after a federal settlement, schools can now share up to $20.5 million per year with athletes. Amount increases 4% each year. Clemson and USC plan to spend the full amount. Money is expected to go to football and men's basketball since those are the two money-making sports that they have. So that's kind of where this is at. But I am surprised that Governor McMaster said no. So that gives me a little hope here this morning. Let's see. My phone is dinging and see what else is going on here. But I think that is a good thing. That throws it back, because why should they have complete secrecy as to how much money they're receiving and then how they're spending it? I don't think we have to name that Joe Johnson got this many dollars and Mario so-and-so got this many dollars, but I do think it needs to be broken out as to how the schools are benefiting, and should that then, if they're capable of doing that, should that then reduce the amount of money that we, the taxpayers, have to support them with? I think maybe. So that's where, of course, this is all going. It's all about the money, folks. But the thing that bothers me so much is how our legislators are responding to things and going about doing things. The John Few is an excellent example of things. By the way, yesterday, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evett weighed in on that. I asked her about that. I also asked her about school choice yesterday in the interview. And I asked her because, it seems that these are always the answers that I get. Parents know best. And Pamela Evett, you need to go back and listen to it or watch it for yourself, But Pamela Evatt is for school choice for everybody. And when I brought up about parents knowing best for their children, and we all know that there certainly are a lot of parents who maybe never had good parenting, don't know what good parenting is, aren't interested in it, whatever the case may be. They're not always experts on what's the right thing. Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evatt, and I don't want to misquote it, so I'm not going to say very much, said that there are safety nets for that. I kind of disagree with that. I don't think there are enough safety nets, and I think this could be disastrous. Particularly, I wonder how you feel about opening it up for homeschooling, and how do you have the standards? Everything in this place where we are spending money, whether it's on the roads or whether it's on homeschooling or school vouchers, all comes down to one thing: oversight. How do you know that the money that you're giving somebody is being spent on what it's supposed to be spent for? And what value do we, the taxpayers, get for giving our money to this? So that's kind of where I'm at on it. But you should go back and listen to Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evatt. It was a very good interview. She did open up on some topics that I think are important for this election. Okay, so somebody else just said, what did I see? There's just been a crazy announcement by Nancy Mace. Let's see. Nancy Mace is crazy announced on Facebook that she went to Israel to help rescue a South Carolina family that was stranded. Okay. Well, I don't know anything about that, so we'll have to go ahead and check that out. Everybody is looking for a talking point, aren't they? Everybody. I don't care whether it's the Lieutenant Governor, Alan Wilson, Ralph Norman, Nancy Mace, Josh Kimbrough. I think he's just kind of over here on the side trying to stay in the race. I don't really know why. The only reason I can think that he stays in the race is to try to say that he is innocent of the lawsuits that have been filed against him. But other than that, I don't really see where there's that much happening on him. All right, then the other part that I wanted to get to this morning, South Carolina House passes a $15.4 billion budget plus income tax changes. The House passed $15.4 billion state budget, 2 income tax bills, but the tax cuts cost more than the budget currently accounts for. $15.4 billion spending plan includes a $248 million for tax relief. Budget will still be changed by the Senate. That's right. One bill lowers the top income rate. Impact about 43% of taxpayers will pay less. 23% will actually pay more. 35% will see no change. Kind of sounds like that song, Stuck in the Middle with You. Anyways, sorry. Some $1 million earners will save about $10,000. Some lower income taxpayers pay slightly more. Republicans say the plan eventually, this is from the Republican side, moves toward eliminating the state income tax entirely. But it only happens if revenues grow enough. See, this is the thing I don't understand about this. You're talking about getting rid of the state income tax. Yay! But they don't have the confidence to know that they have, something to replace it. So what my question is, if we get to zero income tax, folks are feeling good, everybody's really happy, all of a sudden there's not enough money coming into the coffers to pay for all the things that our government thinks that we need and want and makes them look good. What happens when we have a year or two where they're not bringing in enough revenue from other sources? Are they going to say, you know, that income tax we did away with, we're going to have to put it back on you? This is the thing that gives me no confidence in what they are doing is right. Surely you can't just cut it and not have a replacement. Now, some states have done it by having a higher sales tax. I guess probably some states may have those pesky fees that they put on things and call it and take it that it's not a tax, it's a fee. Well, I got an answer for you. Fees are taxes. One of the things that the legislature has done this year, and I don't know which division it's in, either the House or the Senate, but they have passed lowering the taxes on boats because they think this is a case where a rising tide raises all boats. No, this is a case where a lowering tide lowers all boats, maybe, but because they want to get more boats registered in South Carolina instead of other states that have a lower rate, that they are looking to get more of that revenue. It is true. If things are a little less expensive, people do not go to the extremes to get around it. But just like here in Greenwood, one of their answers to get the roads done that we need to get paved is to, add more fees to your registration for your car tags. That is their answer. So see, there is always a way that government is going to figure out how to get more money. So part of the question that bothers me, part of the question that bothers me is how are we going to have the confidence to know that enough revenue is coming in that they're not sometime in the future, I don't know, a couple of years down the road, maybe 5 years, if I'm still, God bless it, still here talking about it, and they say, newsflash, we're putting the income tax back in, I'm just going to sit here and say, I told you so. There you go. All right, I'm Ann Eller, but that bill now goes to the Senate. Democrats on this bill from the House side that is now headed to the Senate says the plan raises taxes on some working families. That is true. Freedom Caucus Republicans say the cuts don't go far enough. The revenue problem. Tax cuts passed by the House would reduce revenue by $597 million. But the budget only includes $248 million to cover them. Here you go. Pie in the sky. Lawmakers expect future revenue updates or budget negotiations with the Senate to fix the gap. What they're thinking is that even though that's where they're at right now, that usually the projections on the budget are wrong about the revenue coming into the state are wrong. So they're hoping and praying that we'll have more money coming in and so it'll fix itself. Poof, magic. The budget now goes to the Senate. The Senate will create its own version, and then, of course, they'll go to reconciliation, where they'll sit there and say, within a cigar-filled room, legislators sitting around going, how much money do you think we got? I'm so tired of this. How much money do you think we coming in? Some of them will be smoking cigars and feeling real froggy. Another one will say, wow, I just got the report. We got another $2 billion coming in. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a raise. What do you think? Oh, that's what happened last year. Okay. Anyways, I'm Ann Eller right here with you this morning. And I just wanted to go over a few of these things. They really blow your mind, don't they? They blow my mind every day that I look at it. So what else did I have? I think I had something else that was important to talk about here today. Okay, this just flashed up on my screen. Dolly Parton reportedly has surprising new love story at 80, months after her love of her life husband Carl Dean's passing. We're not going over that, but isn't that interesting? Yes, yes, yes. That's what it says, and I've seen these reports. This is the first time I've seen it flash up on my screen. So, what else did I have? I had a couple things. Let me. I need to get back here. There you go. You know, this show is totally live and totally unscripted. In case you didn't get that. Oh yeah, this is more important stuff to talk about here this morning. Today is these are important things. Today is National Popcorn Lovers Day. It's National Working Moms Day. It's National Plant a Flower Day. I wouldn't recommend it because temperatures next week are going to get really cold. And National Girl Scouts Day. That's right, National Girl Scouts Day. As part of Girl Scout Week, National Girl Scouts Day on March 12th honors the history and legacy of Girl Scouts scouting in America each year. So I think that is pretty darn cool. I had, what else? Coca-Cola. In 1894, Coca-Cola sold in bottles for the first time. In 1912, the Girl Guides, later renamed the Girl Scouts, was founded. And you know that was founded right down there in Savannah, Georgia. Okay. And in 1970, the voting age in the U.S. is lowered from 21 to 18. It was all the way to 1970 before we decided, maybe not with good sense, I'm not sure, that we should lower the voting age from 21 to 18. Just a few of the things that are in the news. I do want to remind you there are some good things coming up. Let's go quickly to a Facebook page and find out some of the things that are coming up today. Number one thing coming up is... that's not the right page. There you go. Number one thing coming up this morning is Bourbon, Boots, and Blues is at the Inn on the Square tonight. Greenwood Performing Arts is the sponsor of this. It is going to be quite an evening. I hope I'm capable of being here tomorrow morning. I'll be here. But, I mean, they're going to have very expensive bourbons to try. That should be kind of fun. Even some Pappy Van Winkle, a bottle of that. I think that's like $10,000 or something. And Wesley Timmerman and Tom Dorn were right here on the show a couple of weeks ago. Again, you can go right there to our website, WCRS1450am.net. So you can check out all the information about that. But the bottom line is, how did bourbon tasting start? Why did that become a thing for Wesley Timmerman, Tom Dorn, and a group of guys? Why did that start as a thing? Well, I'm going to tell you because I think it's a really interesting story. Tom Dorn found his wife was pregnant with their first child. And they found out it was going to be a little girl. And the first thought that went to his mind, of all the things I could think about, according to him, was, oh my God, I'm going to have to give my daughter away when she gets married. Hasn't even been born yet. And we've got to have something special to celebrate. And so he started investigating, along with Wesley, really nice bourbons. And so he has a really nice bottle of bourbon that's been set aside for years for his daughter, and then his son was born, and he has a nice bottle for his son that's set aside for that. But that's kind of how it got started. They became experts in the art of bourbon, and we're going to look forward to seeing them this evening starting at 6 o'clock at the Inn on the Square, along with E.G. Kite. She is a phenomenal performer, and I hope to see you there. I'll be there having a good time. Hope you will join us right there at the Inn on the Square. You can get your tickets. I believe you still can get your tickets at the Art Center. You can also go online, or you can probably end up at the door if you need to and get your tickets there. That's going on tonight. What else is going on? There is an important listening session that we wanted to talk about. Well, let's see. First off, let's talk about Ales for Trails. That's 5K and beer tasting. That's pretty interesting. 5K and beer tasting. Let's talk about this. Anyways, that's Saturday, March 11th. The biggest thing about this that I like, that's March 14th, is that it doesn't start, it starts at a reasonable hour. 5K run and walk, beer tasting celebration following the run, awards for top male and female finishers. It starts, registration is at a reasonable 10 a.m. and the run starts at 11 a.m. So you can register through the Greenwood Chamber, I believe, for that. That is a good thing. This is sponsored by Greenwood Chamber and the Connect Young Professionals Fun Activity, and Vive. Vive is also a sponsor of that. So check that out. This evening, the Rural Forward South Carolina listening session is at the Art Center of Greenwood. That is coming up, well, it's not as today. For some reason, I thought it was today. That's not till next Thursday, but that is from 10 to 12. They want to know what you're thinking, so we'll talk more about that later. And, yes, that event is free. So, what else do we have here? They had a ribbon cutting this morning. They had a ribbon cutting for 4 new businesses here in Greenwood. That's cool. And over there at the Chick-fil-A, they are, I have it on pretty good authority that Chick-fil-A is going to be opening on, I can't believe they're doing this, but they say they are, April Fool's Day. Yes, April 1st is supposed to be the opening of the new Chick-fil-A at 1428 bypass 72. Yes, there you go. Where the former Burton Center was, that is hallowed ground because Ann Eller and Jeff Eller had their first store in Greenwood in Burton Plaza. Harold Burton, I don't know. I don't know what Harold would think. Harold would probably say, "Did you get enough money for the land?" And he probably said, "Then sell it." Yeah, there you go. Harold was an interesting character. He was an entrepreneur extraordinaire. He always had a little laugh on how he went about doing things, and I always enjoyed chatting and having time with Harold. And of course, his wife Millie was big into antiques. They were a wealth of knowledge. So, but Chick-fil-A is supposed to open on April 1st. April 1st. I also understand that they are going to be, get ready, folks, closing down the one on the bypass, just the drive-through location is going to be closing down somewhere about a week before. So be prepared, be prepared. Also, Capri's is turning 50, and they have lots of specials going on. They had specials through the month of March, $19.76 in honor of the year that they opened, and they have choices for that. You should check that one out. Also, coming up, is it tomorrow? Yes, no? not until March 20th, which is next Friday. There is going to be a Greenwood County free food distribution that will be at the Little River Multicultural Center right up there in Hodges. So this is Greenwood County free food distribution with Second Harvest Food Bank. And that's when that will be coming up. Anything else here we want to talk about? Let's go over here and see what else is going on this weekend. Let's see. We've got the youth art show is going on throughout the month. Select works from Greenwood School District 50 elementary schools will be on view at the museum, and select works from middle and high schools will be on view at the art center. So that's a pretty cool. They also have, did I see something? Or am I wrong on this? You're probably wrong. Okay. This Saturday, though, is a really big cleanup. Really big cleanup out there at Lake Greenwood. They have about 6 different locations. One of the ones that's new this year, Buzzard's Roost, is a cleanup location. Lawrence, Newberry, and Greenwood come together to clean up the lake. This is a very, very cool thing. So this is part of the Keep Greenwood County Beautiful and affiliates in Lawrence and Newberry counties. Participants will be provided all the materials to clean up, and then there will be a free lunch and some swag. So check out more at their website, or at their Facebook page, Keep Greenwood County Beautiful, and get all the details. 8:30, 9 o'clock, show up. They'll give you all the materials they need. Understand they have a really good-sized group that is already there, but we can always use more hands getting this cleaned up. Greenwood Cars and Caffeine also kicks off at the Eggs Up Grill right here in Greenwood, 115 Hampton Avenue. That'll be outside in the parking lot at 9 a.m. So that is organized with the Emerald City Antique Automobile Club of America. This cruise-in is free and open to a variety of automobile makes and models. It's always kind of cool to go by and see all the cool cars and reminisce. And a big festival going on up in Greenville this weekend as they celebrate St. Patty's Day. It goes on all day, all night. Anyways, that's a few of the things that will be coming up. Also, get your grub on at the Foodies Fest, a traveling food truck festival that will be at the Greenwood County Agricultural Fairgrounds Friday through Sunday. The event opens Friday at 1 and includes some local as well as regional food trucks. More than 40 food trucks will be, plus dozens of artisans, craft vendors will be on. You can visit that. And on Sunday, during the 18th, enjoy riding weather during the 18th annual Greenwood Blessing of the Bikes. Will depart from Greenwood Hobby Lobby parking lot at 2 p.m. Sunday and ride to First Mount Moriah Baptist Church on Mount Moriah Road in Greenwood. That's a few things that I know about that are going on in our community. So let's just see what else is out there. We've got some more. Okay, let's see. What does it say? Oh, who's this from? Okay. 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 All right. Well, looks like they may be having to hold off on opening on April 1st. I just got a message from Chick-fil-A. The parking lot is going to cause a delay, So it looks like they're going to have to reschedule that April 1st. I'm actually kind of glad because I was really worried about them opening on April Fool's Day. But I know they have been working so hard, but it looks like they may have to rearrange and will not be opening on April 1st. So that's what I just got a message on that. So we will take more looking at that. And I guess let's check one more site before I say adieu because I have so many things going on here. Just want to make sure if anybody has said anything that I need to be aware of. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay, people are signing up to go see Joe, and you need to sign up to go see Joe. I looked in some of the bags. I was in there yesterday. There's some gift cards in there. There's some merch in there. This is a tremendous opportunity. If you've always wanted to say, I want to try some CBD, but I don't know. This is your opportunity to get in there and see what they have and take advantage of the specials. I mean, this is what is amazing to me is that you can get some very good specials. He's got some half-price deals. That pain cream that he has, the 2,000 for half price, that is a tremendous deal. And anybody that I've ever recommended it to has gone, my God, Ann, that works. So go over there and try that. And then he's got another doorbuster half-price special. If you have arthritis, this one is supposed to be really, really good. We are going to give Joe an extra plug here this morning. CBD Wellness Weekend, take it away. Whoops.
CBD store. We are having a wellness weekend starting Thursday, March 12th through Sunday, March 15th. Everyone that call in to register will get a free $200 wellness kit. No purchase necessary, but you have to register now. 864-223-5625. We also have doorbuster specials, so call 864-223-5625 to register now.
Okay, so go ahead and pick up that phone and call Joe and tell him I was talking about him on the radio. Okay, 864-223-5625. You will be glad that you took advantage of it. There is, as I said, there is some merch in the bag, but there's also some nice gift cards. Really tremendous opportunity to find out more about what CBD can do for you. And this is very high grade. Everything is precise on it. By the way, I think you should know on the door over there at your CBD store, and I have seen Joe do it, nobody under 18 can come in that store. So he's very particular about that. He wants to protect people. And I think it is truly, truly terrific. So if you are looking for a good quality source, I would highly recommend that you go see Joe because you will be glad that you do. And so there you go. I think if I can find my way out of here, let's see, which I can't, we are going to say, there I go. We're going to say adieu. Thanks so much for tuning in this morning. I hope you have a great day. What is the weather? I guess I should tell you that. I should tell you what the weather's going to be. Actually, I need to know. Right now, it says it's 59 degrees. Feels like 57. The rain should be ending around 11:15 this morning, and then we will be finished with the rain. Becoming partly cloudy after some morning rain, thunder possible, high of just 61, chance of rain 90%. But here's the kicker, folks. Tonight it's going to cool down to 35 degrees. 35 degrees. Friday comes in with a high of 65, plentiful sunshine, low of 41. Saturday, a high of 77, a perfect day to be out there with the lake cleanup early, get it done. Low of 50, partly sunny skies, no chance of rain. Sunday looks like a high of 74, low of 61. 50% chance of rain on Sunday. Monday, however, this is frightening. High of 65, low of 29, and a 70% chance of rain. Tuesday, high of 47, low of 28. This is why in South Carolina you need big closets, because you got to have everything available, because you never know what you're going to need. Hey, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for tuning in today. This is WCRS Radio. Have a good one, everybody. Be back in the morning. Bye-bye.